Closed captioning for the Let's Dine Out show provided by Holiday Cafe, your neighborhood diner with 2 locations in Ontario and Mr. D's Diner in Laverne. Ready to satisfy your hunger and budget? Let's Dine Out is made possible by support from Food for Life Baking Company, makers of over 60 organic, all-natural sprouted baked goods, as well as gluten-free and vegan products. Food for Life Baking Company, dedicated to better health since 1964. Foodforlife.com. Sanborn's Air Conditioning and Heating, providing installation, maintenance, and repair of heating and air conditioning systems for home and businesses throughout the Inland Empire. Sanborn's Air Conditioning and Heating, 5-star comfort for 4 generations. Sanborn'sAC.com. And viewers like you, supporting local public television. Thank you.
I'm food critic Alan Borgen, member of the Southern California Restaurant Writers. I've been finding the best restaurants in the Inland Empire and Southern California for over 27 years. This is my job. This is my passion. Let's dine out. Hi, I'm food critic Alan Borgen.
And I'm still Tricia Jansen.
Welcome to another delicious edition of the Let's Dine Out show, where we show you some of our best restaurants in the Inland Empire and Southern California.
Our favorite restaurants, Alan.
Favorite, best, same thing. But speaking of best and favorite, we have 2 restaurants today that are amazing.
Yes, I wore my finest pearls for them, so we're in for a treat.
So what's on the menu today?
First, we're off to sample some delicious traditional and original Thai dishes at the Taste of Thai in San Bernardino. Then we're off to nearby San Manuel Indian Bingo and Casino in Highland to pamper our culinary taste buds at the Pine Steakhouse.
The Taste of Thai restaurant on Highland Avenue in San Bernardino has been serving award-winning Southern Thai family dishes to a large loyal following since 2002. The dining room is filled with Thai artwork and dark wood booths, which set the tone for a delicious and serene meal. Under the direction of brother and sister Nat and Nikki, the Taste of Thai continues its tradition as one of the best Thai restaurants in the Inland Empire. You know, I last reviewed this restaurant in 2002 when it first opened, and it's a real surprise. It's a real gem that a lot of people drive by. Yeah. Now, one thing that can scare people off is the parking. There's only a few spaces in front of the restaurant. However, lucky for us, in the back of the restaurant, there's all kinds of parking, and also on the side there. Right now it's empty, and I'm sure you can park there. But
well worth it.
Yeah, this is an incredible restaurant, and you know, Southern Thai food. It's original. It's delicious, and let's get right into it.
Absolutely.
First up, the calamari fritters, $6.95. This is a whole bunch of calamari, small, tiny rings of calamari that's coated with flour, deep fried, and it's walked with a delicious garlic and chili sauce, a little sweet. It's topped with sesame seeds. To me, this is excellent. I love the flavors.
So I don't necessarily love calamari. I don't like it at all, actually. Let's be honest.
How do you like calamari?
It's a texture thing. I don't like, it's chewy. It feels chewy to me. However, this calamari, of all the calamari that I have had since I've been your partner in crime.
Twice.
No, we've had it several times. I like this the best. I think it had a great flavor. It was sweet, but then it had that chili kick, so it was very well balanced. Next, I have to say, Tom Kha chicken, $9.95. I have to take a deep breath. This was amazing. This is a vegetable broth with the chicken. It has corn, cabbage, carrots, coconut milk, lemongrass, galanga root, and a lime leaf that's I believe kefir.
Yeah, kefir lime.
Kefir lime, which is a Thai lime root leaf. The flavors in this. Okay, this is creamy from the coconut, sweet, spicy. It's fragrant. It's bright. This is the most harmonious dish I think I have ever had. I'm serious. It's so harmonious.
You ate about 90% of it. So,
I really did.
Next came the fried catfish, $10.95. This was about a 7 to 9 ounce catfish fillet that was deep fried, sauteed with a sweet garlic sauce with red onions, red chilies, sugar, tamarind, and fish sauce, and served with fresh broccoli and carrots. I thought this was beautifully plated.
Yeah.
I loved it because it had the crunch, the nice
Yeah.
crunchy exterior.
It did.
Inside the meat was the flesh, was moist.
Yes.
Lots of flavors, and that's what this restaurant's all about. Lots and lots of flavors.
And the presentation on everything was so beautiful.
Right.
I mean, that's a huge thing. I agree with you. The flavors were good. The fish was so tender and flaky. I wasn't expecting that. So I liked it. You know, very good. Next we had grilled honey pork, $8.95. This is thin slices of pork. It's marinated overnight, something secret. They didn't tell us what it was, but it was delicious. And then it's grilled, you know, with soy garlic honey glaze. It's very simple. It's served over a bed of lettuce with some green onion. And to me, when I first tasted the pork, it was like, it was okay. But then I got a bite of it with the lettuce, you know, the crunch of the lettuce and then that green onion. I actually liked it like a salad. So for me, I'd cut it up and toss it in there and eat it like a salad.
Now, flavor-wise, it was very good. It was a little tough for
It was
me.
a little tough.
So, but you know, most meats in Thai restaurants tend to be tough. Very few are real tender for some reason.
Right.
But,
But toss it like a salad because when you got it all kind of mixed together, I liked it. I mean,
stuff.
I went back in for another bite. So
good stuff.
Yeah.
Next came this stuffed Asian eggplant, $10.95. This is 2 Chinese eggplants that were deep fried, and the skin was peeled off. Then it was cut in half, stuffed with shrimp, chicken, white onions, garlic, and it had a soybean oil
Yep.
seasoned soy sauce with topped with green onions, cilantro, and fried onions. I believe shredded. It's either shredded cabbage or beets. I think it was beets.
Yeah.
Everything, but this was a delicious combination. I love eggplant, and this
I
is
do
just
too.
stunning.
Yeah, I agree. It's very interesting how they presented it because it wasn't really stuffed. It was more like laid on top of. They kept the tops on the eggplant and kind of almost skimmed them, if you will. So it's kind of an interesting
What do you
presentation.
want them to call it? Open face?
Yeah, kind of. But the flavors were good. I love the char on the eggplant. I love eggplant. I love the flavors, and it had just a great balance of flavors.
Right.
Yeah, so I liked it. Next, we had yellow curry with shrimp, $9.95. This was visually beautiful. It had very bright colors. This was a yellow curry paste. It had red chili in it, lemon and garlic and green bell pepper, carrots, baby corn. It had a lot of ginger and turmeric flavors in it, like a traditional curry, served over rice. You know, it had good flavor. It just it didn't wow me. I felt like the vegetables were not cooked enough. They were just a little raw to me and difficult to manage. So again, the flavors weren't like through the roof for me.
And I completely disagree. I thought the flavors were excellent. It had a lot of flavor to it. It wasn't overpowering the curry, but just delicious broth of the curry. Again, it had carrots, potatoes. It had a whole bunch of different things.
Yeah.
A few things like the peppers weren't. They could have been cooked a little bit more, but I thought combination-wise it was delicious. And the sauce, I just want to put my face in it, which I actually did. Like beer
Probably right here.
Yeah, I just kind of.
Yeah.
It was very, very.
I mean,
good.
the flavors were good. It's a very mild curry. So if you like the flavor of curry, but you're nervous about curries, this is a perfect one.
yeah.
It's not too spicy. Again, I think the flavors were really good, but just the vegetables, it's just they were too crunchy.
They were perfect.
They were too crunchy.
Perfect. Next came the ramen with pork. This is $8.95. Never seen this dish before in a Thai restaurant.
Yeah, neither have I.
This is steamed spinach, and on top of it was locked cabbage, broccoli, carrots, red onions, pork, slices of pork, and a rich garlic oyster peanut sauce. Just delicious. A little spicy kick to it.
Yeah.
Now this pork was tender, unlike the other pork.
Right.
This was a spectacular dish. Very, very good.
I agree. It had a very intense flavor, and the peanut butter flavor definitely came through
yeah,
very
definitely.
strongly. However, it was balanced. There was the chili in it or whatever. It made it spicy. I'm looking at my ingredients here. I guess it had chili oil or something in it
yeah.
because it balanced the peanut flavor. And I've had other peanut Thai sauces, but none really kind of marked this strong flavor.
It reminded me of a satay sauce,
Yeah.
but it was a little bit different. But
Delicious.
very, very good.
If you
So-
love peanut butter, you will love this dish.
Now, speaking of delicious, the next one. Oh,
Yeah.
pineapple fried rice with seafood, $12.95. This is a half of fresh pineapple. It was dug out
Yes.
and stuffed with lots of rice. Now, you get the choice of white or brown. Go for the brown rice.
Absolutely.
It's a nice nutty flavor and consistency. It was walked with yellow curry powder, chunks of fresh pineapple, cashews, spicy shrimp paste, raisins, and then it had calamari, shrimp, and mussels.
Yeah.
Spectacular dish. lots of flavor in the cashews and the sweetness of the raisins. Everything just came together, and
Yep.
I thought it was in culinary heaven. This is a spectacular dish.
I agree. It came out, they came walking out with this half pineapple, and I went, sure, Alan wanted to do this one, Mr. Aloha shirt. Yeah, it was like a tropical, felt like a vacation dish, didn't it?
It really did.
Beautiful presentation, very fresh flavors. You know, what else can you say? It had the good mix of protein in it. The brown rice definitely added that nuttiness,
definitely.
and the fresh pineapple was just yum.
Really good.
Well, last but not least, my absolute favorite thing in any Thai restaurant is the sticky rice with mango trio, $5.95. So folks, this restaurant does a very neat rendition of their sticky rice. They do 3 mounds of tricolor rice. So they have the white sticky rice, then they have a natural black sweet rice, which comes out purple. It's very beautiful. And then they have a green rice that's a pandan leaf that they boil in it, and so it's naturally colored.
Turns green.
Turns green.
Right.
So it's like this green, purple, and white. It's so beautiful. And of course, then they have the sliced, perfectly ripe mango, and then that coconut cream. Oh my gosh, it's sweet, it's salty. You pour it on there, it's perfect. I really can't differentiate the flavor differences between the rice. I don't know if you
It's mostly
could.
the textural.
Yeah, it's more textural. I mean, the sticky white rice and the green rice really have the same kind of profile. The black rice, which I would say purple rice,
A little crunch to it.
Yeah, it has a crunch to it. And then they sprinkle some nuts on it, I don't know, pistachios
Yeah.
or whatever kind of nuts on there. That is so good.
Great dessert. Great ending to
Delicious.
a really good meal.
Absolutely.
So, what were some of your favorites?
The Tom Kar chicken, I cannot say enough about that. I'm going to want that weekly from now on. That is just the best mouthful of food you'll ever eat. I'm going to say, obviously, the sticky rice with mango. I love that. And I'm going to say the pineapple fried rice, just because
Okay.
it's fresh.
I'll pretty much agree.
Okay.
I had the stuffed Asian eggplant, different, and lots of flavors, lots of textures. I love the yellow curry with shrimp, the one that you didn't like as much. I thought that was great, and the pineapple fried rice. That was one of my favorites and everything. So, great Thai food, and
Delicious.
next we're off for a real treat. Now, when you go to a casino, you think of gambling, but guess what? There's more to it. And right here at San Manuel, which is right down the block from here,
Yeah.
there's a restaurant that you're going to absolutely love.
Absolutely.
So let's pack up and.
I already have my hands
You're
on
not going
it.
to pack up? You're going to take the whole plate?
I love this.
Okay.
Did you want some?
No, that's okay. I'll
it's
go
all
to
mine.
diabetic coma.
Located inside the San Manuel Indian Bingo and Casino on the second level in Highland stands the Pine Steakhouse. This fashionable and contemporary steakhouse hosts a beautiful dining room along with several smaller, intimate dining areas that set the tone for that one special dining experience. In the front of the dining room entrance sits a gorgeous one-of-a-kind bar where you will discover fantastic seasonal artisan cocktails. The menu features a variety of classic steak, seafood, and other tempting dishes you would expect to find in a first-class restaurant. Under the leadership and manager Joe Craighead, Chef Tony Para, and their talented staff, the Pine Steakhouse is a memorable dining experience you must experience.
Well, Tricia, now I know why you got dressed up and wore beautiful pearls. I mean, this is a gorgeous restaurant here, and you know, it's really interesting. Everyone knows San Manuel. They have gaming, they have great entertainment, but they have a first-class restaurant. And this is a restaurant that really deserves attention because, as far as I'm concerned, there's no other casino that has a restaurant like this. And to me, this restaurant belongs in Chicago and New York. It doesn't belong in a casino. It's that good.
Yeah, I agree. It's an amazing restaurant. It's worth coming here just to eat here.
Oh, definitely.
Yep.
So speaking of eating, let's get into
Well,
it.
let's get going. First, we had lobster bisque, $9. This was so decadent, luxurious. This was lobster cream, Maine lobster, and toasted almond cream. What I loved about this is the temperature difference. You had that warm soup, and then you had that cool almond cream. Just delicious.
Yeah, my only thing with it is it was too much white. It needed a little color to it. I mean, I think there's a little pepper and a couple of other things on top, but
Sprinkle of purple flower
just something.
petals.
It just needs a little bit
Yeah.
of color. That's all.
Just crack some pepper on it, Alan.
But-
That's plenty.
I just didn't look color, but no, lobster bisque is one of my favorites, and this is excellent.
Yeah, this had a very velvety texture, and I really liked it. The consistency for me was perfect. How you like it, a little thicker.
I like it thicker, yeah.
I thought this was a perfect consistency.
Yeah, with the flavor profile was great.
Beautiful.
So. Then we had a seasonal salad, $10. Very interesting. This is fava bean puree, who's plated on a small plate. Then it had fresh corn that was sautéed with leeks, salsa verde, which is made with anchovies, mint, parsley, olive oil. Then they had sugar snap peas, oh, so good. Then they had burrata, which is a kind of like a butter mozzarella cheese, very,
Creamy
very
cheese.
different. Then they had arugula on top of that. And what was so nice about this, it was a very complicated dish, very constructed, where every level had a different flavor, a different texture, but it all went together so well. And while it was neat, you could pick it apart, and when we eat it all together, wow, what a sensation.
It was amazing. Next, we had filet mignon, $39, certified Angus beef, center cut, so delicious. Perfectly cooked, in my opinion. We ordered it medium rare, and it was just tender. It had a peppercorn crust, which I thought was really great. And then they do this herb butter that they brush on it, so it has that very buttery flavor to it, but the herb just comes through really nice. Also, I love the vegetables. They roast their vegetables. They're not steamed.
No.
They're not boring. They're roasted. So
Ton of flavor.
the flavors just come
Comes
through.
right out.
Oh, delish.
Now, filet mignon is what, the king of steaks? Well, this is the emperor of steaks. This is even bigger.
Yeah.
This is a 21-day dry-aged bone-in ribeye for 2 people. It's $80.
Yeah.
But don't fret.
Yeah.
This is well worth it.
Absolutely.
This is about a 26-ounce steak. It's grilled. It's finished with the herb butter, brown butter sauce, and it had a reduced red wine sauce.
Yes.
It came with the veggies, and we had potato puree. Beautifully marbled, wasn't real fatty. To me, it was like the perfect ribeye. Some ribeyes, I mean, they're all good, but a lot of times there's a lot of gristle, especially fat.
Yeah.
This didn't have it. And the outside, it was so nicely peppered and seasoned. It was just delicious.
Well, in my notes, I wrote flavor bomb because it was. I mean, how a simple steak with a very simple preparation to it, amazing flavor.
They really know how to work with things.
The best steak.
And also the potatoes. I mean,
Yeah.
it was, I thought mashed potatoes, Oh, no. This had a little heavier consistency.
Puree.
It was pureed.
Yeah.
A little heavier consistency, but delicious.
And so buttery.
A lot of butter, yeah. Butter is the main theme here.
They were so buttery. And next, we had whole live Maine lobster, 2 pounds worth, $65. This was a feast for a king. This was amazing. Broiled to perfection, served with garlic butter and a little bit of parsley on it. Very simple, but so good. We decided to get the baked potato with that, and even the baked potato was delicious. It was, I don't know what they did to the baked potato, but it was amazing. The same seasoned vegetables. I have to say, I love the presentation of this lobster. They not only gave the lobster tail, but the claws. And it was so easy to get at the meat. And there's a difference between the claw meat and the tail meat. And I love that you got both textures and flavor profiles in one dish, because they really are very different.
Right. I'm not a real big lobster fan. I think I've been spoiled over the 22 years I've been doing this show.
Yeah.
But this is excellent. Succulent, sweet,
Yes.
fresh tasting. And again, they have live lobsters in the back. And just a real treat. And this is big enough, I think, for 2 people to share an entree. This is one of them that I would really, really order again. Next came the wild Alaskan halibut, $31. This is about a 6-7 ounce thick filet. It's really interesting. They have manila clam chowder on the bottom. Then they had a verbena scented potato, slices of that. Then they had the halibut on top of that, and then topped with, it was celery, parsley, lemon, olive oil, Italian cured ham, and black pepper. But you get the different combinations, the saltiness, the sweetness, and delicious. Very complicated.
Yeah, I agree. This fish was so flaky and perfectly cooked. I have never seen fish flake like that. It was beautiful. The beginning of this, the clam chowder that it was on, had such a beautiful, delicate flavor, very fresh flavors. And that's what I wrote down. I mean, it was a verbena infused potato, and where do you find that? I mean, just a very, very bright and summery dish. I'm very light.
Another delicious dish, very different. Squid ink spaghetti a la Chitara, $25. Now this is squid pasta, and what they do, they hand cut it on it's called a katora. And what they do, it's then boiled in water, sauteed with shrimp, onions, garlic, white wine, yellow tomato sauce, calamari, tossed in the pasta, topped with pecorino romano and fennel pollen. Robust, zesty sauce. I love the tomato sauce. I really like the pasta. It was al dente, had a nice bite to it.
Yes.
And you really don't taste squid ink. You know, a lot of people are going to say, squid ink.
No.
You really can't taste it. It's more
No.
of a colored
Just a
sensation.
color.
But it was an excellent pasta dish, and a lot of it, very filling.
And the seafood in it was beautiful. Yep, absolutely. Next, we had prime short rib lasagna. Kind of sounds different, doesn't it? It's an
very.
unusual dish. $30, but don't be afraid because this is handmade pasta, San Marzano tomatoes, king trumpet mushrooms, and Taleggio cheese. This was such an amazing combination, so unique. First of all, the king trumpet mushrooms are very firm. They have a very firm texture to them. They're very meaty, but they have a very mild and elegant flavor. And they grilled them, so they had a really nice caramelization to them. Then that Taleggio cheese, it's an Italian uncured cow milk cheese, but it melts so beautifully, and it has a great flavor. It just has a very strong flavor, but it pairs very well with this dish. The short ribs were amazing. So beautiful. The pasta was al dente, and it's just done in layers. They actually create it as you order it. It's not like done in a big dish, so it's just it's done as you get it.
What impressed me was the short ribs. It was tender, braised, where all the juices, the wines, everything is absorbed into the meat. Just spectacular, perfect.
I love Italian food, and I mean, the flavor of that tomato pasta sauce was amazing. And then you put the cheese on there. I kept going in and in and in. I mean, this is a very unique dish. I mean, this is something you come here for. It's well worth it. It's amazing.
Then there's desserts.
Yes.
Oh, look to the heavens.
You don't even like dessert. Don't act like you
like
like
these
it.
desserts.
You know what? I think this is the first time I've seen you actually enjoy dessert.
We're going to a diabetic coma, I know
Well,
it.
then you start covering some of these desserts.
This is too good.
Okay, we had two different kinds of semifreddo, $8. Okay, the first one was a lemon verbena semifreddo. It was paired with a blueberry compote. So beautiful. The lemon flavor with the blueberry is such a winning combination. The next one was a lavender paired with a blackberry. Now, I don't normally like lavender things. In fact, my friends joke about lavender flavored items with me. I did like this though. I thought the flavors worked really well together. Again, the semifreddo, the flavors were not overly sweet. They were just very mild, and then the sauces were a little sweeter, and they paired very well together.
But the next dessert, that's what got me.
So next we had butterscotch pudding, and then this was smoked vanilla bean ice cream. I was like, how do you smoke ice cream?
Carefully.
Carefully. But they smoked the vanilla beans, and the flavor was amazing. This had a chocolate soil, and then it had a caramel topping, and I think they described the chocolate soil was a Verona chocolate, and they crushed it, and then they mixed it with caramel, and
it wasn't
I don't even
sweet,
know.
but it was a little grainy.
It was delicious.
But the butterscotch pudding, I was like, butterscotch pudding, give me a break. It was almost like creme brulee. It was very extremely rich, and the cream on top was just smooth and velvety and thick and just perfect.
Yeah, like a pot de creme. Yeah, it was delicious. They toasted it with a hazelnut on top. I thought it was a great pairing, that little crunch with a creamy butterscotch.
Great
Yeah, I loved it. The caramel sauce was buttery, the butterscotch pudding, butter.
It was great. So.
It was delicious.
What are some of your favorites?
I'm definitely going to say the 21-day dry-aged bone-in ribeye. That was the most amazing piece of beef I think I've ever had. I have to say the Maine lobster. I mean, what kind of fancy girl would I be if I didn't say the Maine lobster? And I'm going to go with a prime short rib lasagna only because it's so unique. Where can you get that? So those are going to be my three favorites.
Well, I got 1 out of 3 from you.
Okay.
The bone ribeye, that was, again, one of the best ones I've ever had. I love the wild Alaskan halibut. I love the way it was plated, the different textures and flavors. And the squid ink spaghetti,
Yeah, you were really chowing down that one. I knew that was a favorite.
I love seafood, and that was perfect.
Yeah.
I just want to point out to you, Miss Perfectionist, that you didn't mention one of your best things. You always, top 3 is a dessert.
I know, crazy.
So.
The food was so amazing, honestly, Alan, that I was blown away. We've eaten here a couple times before, and it just gets better and better. And the food, I know, shocking.
And it's interesting, when you walk in, it's a beautiful ambiance.
Yes.
But when they gave us the menu, when we opened it up, and it lights up, you knew you were in for a special treat.
Absolutely.
The service, they're professional, they're friendly, no attitude here.
No.
And by far, this is one of the most adventurous, creative, best steakhouse you're going to find anywhere.
I agree. I think this is a beautiful date night. It's an opportunity to dress up if you want to. You can come casual. It's okay if you want to come like this guy in the Aloha shirt. But it's fun to get dressed up and go out once in a while. And I think this is the place you want to come. This is a special restaurant. It could be, I would like to come here weekly, but any special occasion. And you can come. There's shows here, comedy, there's so much to do here. But it is a beautiful, just to come to dinner, this is worth it.
But there you have it, folks. 2 great restaurants, and I don't know about you, but we're stuffed. I don't think we've eaten this much in the entire season. So until next week, this is food critic Alan Borgen.
And Trisha Jansen.
Happy eating, everybody.
Let's dine out.
Closed captioning for the Let's Dine Out show provided by Holiday Cafe, your neighborhood diner with 2 locations in Ontario and Mr. D's Diner in Laverne. Ready to satisfy your hunger and budget? Let's Dine Out is made possible by support from Food for Life Baking Company, makers of over 60 organic, all-natural sprouted baked goods, as well as gluten-free and vegan products. Food for Life Baking Company, dedicated to better health since 1964. Foodforlife.com. Sanborn's Air Conditioning and Heating, providing installation, maintenance, and repair of heating and air conditioning systems for home and businesses throughout the Inland Empire. Sanborn's Air Conditioning and Heating, 5-star comfort for 4 generations. Sanborn'sAC.com. And viewers like you, supporting local public television. Thank you.